Welcome back to BDDE, where we like to waste money and have fun. We have yet another JoyToy Space Wolves. We have Sigyrr Stoneshield. So, I already opened it up because I wanted to have a look at it myself. But let's have a look now together. Alright, what do we got? Alright, so this is, it's a bit heavy on the paint with the white there, a bit not the most subtle. That's cool, that moves, but I'd be loath to move it too much. That feels like that could break with too much touch. Just because anything that small would have. But we got a pistol on there with its pistol. This is a Mark 10 armor by the looks of it. So I would guess his Primaris, but his markings and the fact that it doesn't say Primaris on there doesn't help me on this one. Because it does mention on the website that he's a Blood Claw, but Mark 10 Space Marine armor. Maybe all the Mini Marines are eventually going to get Mark 10 Space armor. Anyway, we'll go further into that in a minute. Alright, we got our nice little backpack here. Mark 10. We have a nice storm shield. Looks good. I like it. We have our thunder hammer. What I think is an amazing. Look at that. Look at the silvers and the greys. And the sparkliness of it. Looks good. I like it. It's even got a nice little. Normally that'd be like a little wolf pummel, but I think they've just gone for a generic flare. Anyway, can't do much about that. Can't get everything perfect. We have our axe. What is really cool. Because Space Wolves love the look of their axes with them. And the hammers too. Bunch of hands so you can change it out. We have a pouch in the back here. Ammunition, maybe a drink bottle. You know, you got to stay hydrated when you're fighting for the Emperor. Does it go in nicely? Yes and no. Yeah. Let's put his backpack on because they're obviously they need to happen. It's good so far. So I probably almost always want to put him with the storm shield because I like protection. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think having some protection is a good thing. With a bunch of hoe bags, or you're fighting the enemies of the Emperor, protection is a thing. We're gonna change hands. So. Get rid of that. Thankfully, they didn't roll off too far. I was like not really in the mood to go get them. Hand comes off. Other hand goes on. So let's do Thunderhammer first. Just popped out. Does happen. These aren't snap too perfect, guys. Make himself look like a fool here. Yep. Let's go his hammer. Let's go to shield. So the way the shield sits isn't, to be honest, the best, because if you look here, the shield with the hand holds like that. There's no other hand that'll hold that. So you're going to have a really weird, snug, close fit. Because that pushes the shield out quite far. What's not normal. Put that aside. Don't worry about that. But let's do a semi-heroic pose, shall we? Thunderhammer up. shield up. And a step forward. Make him look like he's actually going to fight somebody. Not too bad, a little quick pose. There we go. I'm going to change him out for the axe quickly, and then I'm going to do a little bit of chicanery. Yeah, I think his axe looks more him. You could pose him double-handed with the axe because it's a much longer shaft. Giggity. And I'll fiddle around with the pose at a later date, but that'll do for now. Still, I do like it, but okay. This is a Mark 10 armor, I'm sure of it. I paint Space Wolves a fair bit. Not recently, but wait. Can't see in there, but there's Space Wolves up there. So I know a little bit about Space Wolves, not a lot. I don't know everything and every part of the fucking 40k lore. I do not pretend to, and that. But before we go into that, talk about that a bit more, let's have a look at our size differences. So, we have, I forgot to put out the video. I might bother putting it out now, or maybe I won't. Maybe everyone's seen this now. So we have our Kriegsmen over here. Well, I don't have Ragnar, so I can't compare it to a true Primaris, because I know that he's Primaris, because he's definitely gone over the Rubicon. There's no doubt in the story, and he's 100%. Even though they're not market, they don't on JoyToy, they're not talking about that. We then have we also have a Terminator, because I needed to get at least one Terminator, and I decided to go that. We saw the video. If you haven't, go watch that. There'll be something out there, and we have obviously Bjorn for a bit more context. I'm gonna shrink myself quickly. See, there you go. You can see Bjorn there. Bring it back up. And we got our Thunderwolf, what is also fucking huge. I can go here to get another idea, keeping the and so, and this is our Space Marine from who rides him. He is a Wolf Guard. He's got the markings of a Wolf Guard. That's just yellow and black. That tells you that he's a Wolf Guard. And that Ragnar's Wolf Company. There we go. That's Ragnar's Wolf Company insignia, for those who don't know. And my only concern, and since I don't have Ragnar here, it's probably not a completely fair comparison to be 100% sure. But this guy in the Mark 7 power, I believe it's Mark 7. I don't follow the lore close enough. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The Mark 7 power armor and this guy in this Mark 10 power armor look pretty much the same size, but the Primaris are meant to be like an extra foot above the Firstborn Marine. So the Mark 7 should be Firstborn, and Mark 10 should be, for the most cases, Primaris. So there's a sizing issue here to me. Not the biggest fan of it, because it throws me off a little bit. I was hoping to have a Primaris, a Firstborn, a Terminator, Dreadnought, and a regular soldier, but it appears they're not doing it that way. Or maybe they're just going to make all guys here, because they do talk about him being a Bloodclaw, because there are no close combat Primaris units made for Space Wolves yet, apart from your regular Primaris close combat with chainsaws and bolt pistols, where the original Bloodclaws, the pack leader could change it out, the power axe, thunder hammer, all this good stuff. What you can't quite do with the thing in the game and in the lore. And just to show you guys, we have our two, like, these are nitpicks from a nerdy point of view, so I wouldn't get too wrapped up in it. So obviously we have our Primaris Intercessor, and we have a Wolf Guard jump pack guy. You can see the this armor and the way it looks more closely resembles this guy's. And you can tell this guy with the knee pads further up clearly matches this guy. And they are size differences in the miniatures. You can it's not much, but it's about a, there we go. You can see it's bigger. And they're meant to be a fair bit more true size, bigger size. Yeah, the eyes in this was terrible. I did it in a rush and I never came back to fix this guy. And that was painted a long time ago compared to this was a more recent job, so it's a little better, a little neater, a little bit more highlights. But let's not get too stuck up on my painting skills, because this is about JoyToy, not about my painting skills. Alright? So that's my only concern, is that they may actually be the wrong marked armor for what they're being marketed as, or the wrong size, height for what they're being marketed as. But I'll say this is a positive. The positive in them being the same size is their hands are the same size. It means instead of having my Thunderwolf guy with a pure old fucking chainsaw, I can give him a fucking Thunderhammer, or give him the axe. Pretty happy with that. And I'm quite sure that this is a Primaris heavy pistol, heavy bolt pistol, very different to the regular bolt pistols. So that's why I'm pretty sure. And that's another nitpick. Sorry, one more nitpick. There's no empty pistol. So if you put him with a pistol in his hand, he's gonna have a pistol in his hand and in the holster. Seems a bit strange to me, like, you know, but I am being a nerdy nitpicker on this particular one. But I still overall like the look of them. I love the Dreadnoughts. I love Thunderwolf. I still like the fact that the guy's got some more melee options for posing, so he'll look pretty cool in my eyes. He looks alright. He's a little blander than I'd like, but I do like the detail on his backpack on this guy. So, and that's, I think, the communication guy from memory. Oh, fucking flare gun. His map's fallen out somewhere, but he had a map. Anyway. Yeah, so that's all the guys there. That's my nitpicks about that, and being a big old nerd about the different armor. If I'm wrong about stuff, and I don't know about it in the lore, that the Primaris are actually giving their hand-me-downs to the firstborns, and then they're sort of shrinking it up to make it fit them, you'd let me know. Or if you know that Primaris are getting to Thunderwolf Cavalry level, what I actually kind of want, I want them to have more wounds in the game, and more attacks, and have a cooler new model on top. I do have some Thunderwolves up there. I didn't get them back, so couldn't be bothered. So, wouldn't mind it, but it just feels off having the Mark 7 armor. Maybe they, when the Primaris get promoted to the Wolf Guard, they have to go wear Mark 7 armor. Because traditions. Tradition. I have no idea why. Anyway, if you are bothered by this like I'm bothered by it, let me know in the comments. If you've got a nice little answer to that, let me know in the comments below. Aside from that, I like it. I like all the rest of the stuff. There's no problem with this, no problem with this, no problem with Thunderwolf. It's just the sizing and the mark of the armor that I'm just, something feels wrong about it. I keep going on about it, so it does actually bother me. Anyway, but it's not going to stop me from getting a few more. Anyway, that's all the time we got for here on this pedantic episode of BDE, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye.